Is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today in strong support of H.R. 382, the Pandemic is Over Act. I want to thank my friend and colleague from Kentucky, Mr. Brett Guthrie, for leading this important effort. This action is long overdue. This week we are voting on several bills designed to do what we all in America have known for some time, that the emergency declaration should be gone away. Constituents have been asking, heck, demanding, that we end this perpetual state of COVID emergencies in the federal government and get back to normal. More than 4 months ago, President Biden declared that the COVID-19 pandemic was over. Yet, interestingly, the federal emergency declaration, it's still in place. It makes you wonder, why would the president declare that the pandemic is over, but not officially rescind the emergency declaration? In fact, many of our colleagues on the other side of the aisle seem more concerned with keeping the public health emergency in place rather than addressing the problems we are now being faced with. Things like investigating the estimated $163 billion with a B in COVID unemployment fraud and recovering those funds that were stolen from the American taxpayers, or the approximately $150 billion in unobligated funds that's just sitting there for COVID. That's a pretty easy way to start reducing spending. Or how about the approximately $500 billion that's been obligated but hasn't been pushed out the door yet? Ask yourselves, who benefits from the emergency declaration remaining in place? It is a fact that the continuation of the public health emergency is costing taxpayers billions of dollars and worsening already crippling inflation. Inflation which is costing Florida families in my district an estimated $10,000 extra a year in basic goods and services. I don't know anyone who can afford an extra 10 grand a year. The federal mandates like this have increased private health insurance costs and grossly exacerbated the ever-increasing national debt that will be passed on to my generation, our children, and our grandchildren. It's time to get our kids back to school, folks back to work, and life back to normal. It's time for us to turn the page and end the COVID-19 public health emergency powers. Let's get back to common sense fixes to our healthcare system. Let's get back to work on lowering energy costs. Let's get back to work, and let's get back to work in person. I yield.